started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ginger Bell. I have been in the industry for really the past 25 years. My focus has always been on developing training programs, marketing programs with a lot of investors. I know Plaza Home Mortgage we have on the call. Jeff, thank you for joining us. It's always good to have you, and we have several other that are joining us. And there's one thing that I've learned through my tenure in the industry is the importance of community and collaboration. And in addition to that, resources as well. And so when Valerie reached out to me about a month and a half ago and talked to me about the opportunity of stepping in as NAMB's growth officer and helping them to be able to really focus on building the Hive and creating a collaboration. I was very excited because something like this hasn't existed on an online area. We do a lot of it, and we've done a lot of it at networking groups, but never online. And so when I jumped into the Hive and I'd been in it a little bit when it started. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's called the NAMB Hive. And what the NAMB Hive is a digital community. And it's a digital community of mortgage professionals, not just loan officers, not just brokers, but account executives, vendors, service providers. And really, it is a space for us to be able to share tools, share ideas, to spotlight successes, to talk about what's working for individuals, and also to provide support. And to do that, to be able to help loan officers, account executives, vendors, all of us within this mortgage space continue to grow and to thrive. And so the mission and the vision for the NAMB Hive is to be able to empower mortgage professionals through making those connections, having those collaborations, and really focusing on innovations. What's working for loan officers, what's working for vendors, and collaborating on how to have that success. And so the vision of the Hive is to be that go-to community where mortgage professionals can grow, can share, can lead the industry forward, and to thrive. So why does this all matter right now? Well, the idea is to provide a place where we can have real people, real resources, real results. And so it's a central hub for community learning, for community support. It also provides a venue to be able to amplify NAMB's voice. So when we have call to actions, when we're lobbying, when we have certain issues that we need to weigh in on or be a part of, it's a place for you to go to access that information and to find those resources there. And so it provides us to be able to build and grow together. So who are the ambassadors? The ambassadors, and when I was thinking about this is, when I was an account executive, one of the key things that I found to my success is to be able to help loan officers grow in their business. In fact, I was actually at a live meetup. I live in Portland, Oregon, and Megan Anderson, I don't know if Megan's on the call or not, but she's with MBS Highway. And she's been traveling around in a van. And so her whole thing is about building communities where she's going. So we did a live event in Portland, and someone attended that event, and their boss was a loan officer who I was a brand new loan officer like 25 years ago when I started out as an account executive. And I'd forgotten, he used to call me Obi-Wan. And so she came in and she said, "Hey, Dan said to say hello to Obi-Wan." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot about that." But that's really it. I mean, that's the things we all bring to be able to help. The other thing is, and Matt, I see you're on. Hey, Matt. So Matt Shields, I'm going to introduce. For those of you who don't know Matt, and I'm going to let him talk for a little bit. Matt is an originator, and he has stepped up to be able to really lead the initiative for the NAMB Young Mortgage Professionals. And so I'm going to let you talk a little bit about that, Matt, and kind of what the vision is with that as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ginger. And hey, everybody. Pleasure to meet you. Everyone who I haven't met yet, pleasure to meet you. We're doing a lot with the young professionals. Uh, we're doing a monthly call. It's the third Wednesday of every month at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we're inviting all the young professionals to come and join us, to collaborate. We're doing some NAM updates on that call for things that we want to share, but we're also getting into some coaching, best practices, things that younger loan officers, as they're getting licensed and trying to get business, just trying to be a big resource for them. Uh, the last call we did turned into a lot about time blocking and prospecting. And it was great because I had some different young professional loan officers reach out to me wanting some topics to be discussed. So really excited with the synergy that we're doing. We're doing awards for young professionals. We're doing some local events here for me to kind of drive more young professionals to our group. But we're just very excited to provide that coaching, the best practices, and just kind of sharing some NAM information to that next generation.
Yeah, so thank you, Matt. And in the conversation I had with Matt, as you know, he was sharing a site, new loan officers wanting to be able to have that information. And so having that information is one thing, having access to that information on a consistent and easy to find basis is another. And that's really the key of the Hive. And so, what the role as an ambassador is, and this is how I'm saying, and if you guys have ideas, I am completely open to ideas. If you have suggestions, that's what this is all about. But really, as an ambassador, the role is to promote the Hive, and that's it, to share it, to where it's not just NAM sharing it, but it's all of us. This is our community, to be able to share it on social media, to send out emails. Account executives, as you're going into well, if you don't go into offices, virtually if you're going to offices, but calling on your accounts, inviting them into the NAM Hive. It's free. You don't have to be a NAM member. And so it's really building that community. The other thing is to be able to share your insights or your tips. And it doesn't have to be daily. You know, this is one of those things. It's not like Facebook. And I think that's the biggest confusion people have had. It's like, I'm not saying, the interaction. The interaction, it's not, one of those things like how many likes did I get or how much viral am I getting? And I think we miss that, and in social media, and I talk about this a lot as far as your social media, it's about being consistent, it's about bringing value, and that's the idea with this too. And so sharing your tips, your insight, so people can have that. The other thing that I want to do is to be able to have Hive Ambassador, Hive member spotlights, and to showcase account executives, vendors, loan officers, brokers, and to talk about them and their success, because it's important for us to get to know each other. We're kind of fragmented. And Matt, I'm glad you're doing live events, because that connection that happens at live events is very powerful, right? And so being able to do some of that online and maybe even moving that into some smaller meet area would be very cool to be able to do that too. And then obviously to help spread the word about NAM events, Valerie and the whole NAM board and NAM have done a phenomenal job with all the different events that are going on. So being able to share that information and to be a connector in your network. When back in 2008, I did a lot of work with the California Association of Mortgage Professionals, and Fred Arnold was the president of the time. And his saying was always, we can all hang together or we can hang alone. And that's really what it's about, is being able to hang together, to help each other, to build up, and to leverage our expertise. So what are the perks about being an ambassador? So we're going to create a Hive Ambassador badge that you'll be able to wear at events, so people can look for you and seek you out and find you, and you can be, seen as that resource. You'll also we'll spotlight priority events, guest events, content events, things like that as they're going on, to be able to do that. You'll have access to exclusive training and masterminds as we start building those out, and then recognition and recap posts and newsletters and things. And it's just really to be able to build up the community together. So what should you post in the Hive? You can do things like, 3 tips or 3, business tools that you're using. I'm doing a lot around AI right now. And so, here's 3 AI tools you can be using. You can post about motivation or mindset, being able to overcome the struggle of call reluctance, time blocking, Matt, you talked about, what you're doing with that. So those are tips to put. Loan scenarios, questions you have about loan scenarios. And my hope is, as you're posting in loan scenarios, that our account executives will be able to hop in and provide resources for that, answers for that, to be able to do that. And, especially if there's questions, whether it's our new loan officers or if it's your harder, files to do, those are kind of things I'd like to be able to see in here as well. Any tech or vendor tools that you have. And always remember, we want to have it value driven. We don't want it salesy, but we want to be able to provide the resources and tools that people will be able to use to help them in their business. And then different things, event tools, takeaways, if you're reading certain books that you find helpful, things like that. What not to post, it's like, don't make it so salesy. No spamming. If you have events going on, that's okay. We don't mind that, but not consistently. Bring some value to it as well. We don't want vague or generic content. Our goal is to always educate, inspire, or equip, and to help each other out to be able to build our business. Content formats, you can do a lot of different things. You can just post, your 3 tips. You can do short videos, 1 to 2 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes is fine. We also are building micro courses. So if you have deeper topics that you want to get into, then we can do that and we can build those out. And that's going to be in the NAMB Hive classroom. And that's one of the advantages of having this on school. And I know having it on school, it's a different login. You can put it on your phone. I have it on my phone. You'll get alerts on things. But really the goal is, again, it's that resource center. We can't do this on Facebook. There's things you can put on Facebook for resources, but we can't build classes on Facebook. Also, Facebook, you can get shut down on Facebook. I was part of an AI group recently that had gotten very big, and Facebook shut down his whole Facebook group. He lost everything. We don't want that. So that's why it's on school, because I've had a couple questions about that. But the idea with the classroom, and these are the different categories I've just set up right now. We're open to suggestions, but one of the things, and again, conversations with Matt, is those new loan officer essentials. So I have a launch pad. We have Next Gen, which is our NAMB Young Professional Training Hub. So those recordings that Matt is doing for the young professionals each month will go in there. We have a broker business academy. We have a broker to banker masterclass. We have some breakaways, how to become a mortgage broker, mortgage marketing. The idea is, as we're building this content, where you can go in and you can have access to this at your convenience. If you want to build a micro course, then I'm happy to have a conversation with you. Micro courses are really 10 to 20 minutes that are broken down into smaller parts, so 2 to 3 parts. And I have an example of one I'm going to show you. And so, it's like maybe you want to do a mastering down payment assistance, or even if you have a program that you want to, do some training on, then we can do that. We can do videos. I really recommend videos. Videos are great. And then we can have some, if you have a handout for it, or if you have written content for it, things like that. An example I have here is a referral blueprint for new loan officers, which would be something great to put in there. And so you don't have to be a trainer or coach. If you have an idea for something, let me know. And I'd love to be able to build that out with you. And then we can put that into the NAMB Hive. And so, different ideas. You can do quick posts. You can do paragraphs. You can do the videos. If you have a demo, if you have motivational tips, things like that, let me know what you're thinking about. We can do a call. If you want to set up a call, this is my email, ginger@GoToTraining. We can set up a call and talk through that. So how do you get started? The first thing is to become a member of the NAMB Hive. And if you go to nambhive.com, don't put in the www, as Valerie has told me. It's the nambhive.com, and then sign up. Post your tips onto the NAMB Hive. And then if you want to get in there this week and post something, I would absolutely love that. And then share, become a part of the NAMB Hive. Share it on social media, share it with your clients, invite a friend, and then nominate someone for a spotlight. And you can email that to me, Ginger Bell at GoToTraining. So I want to start really focusing on what that looks like. And then join the NAMB Hive movement. So become a member, join Hive, and really the goal is to be able to grow our industry together. Okay, questions, guys. And while we're here, I want to stop real quick and I'm going to do a selfie of my screen because I'm so excited. Everybody smile, say hi. Okay, can post that on social media. Okay, so let's dive into the Hive. And I'm going to stop sharing here and close this out. And then I'm going to go into here. And do we have questions at all? No questions yet?
I have one for Matt. This is Andrea. I'm at MLB Wholesale. You had mentioned about, young mortgage professionals. I work with thousands of them, and I probably talk to a good chunk of them every day. Is that something that would benefit you if I directed them to you? Because a lot of them are just dying for coaching, and as an AE, I'm an underwriter, right? So I can coach them on programs and stuff like that, but not on the retail sales side of it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be great. Connect them to me. I'll drop my info in the chat here, and you can also find me on the Hive as well. But I'll drop my info. I would love for you to connect me with them. I would love to reach out personally, introduce myself, invite them to our young professional call. But I think they would get a lot out of it. And we're just trying to grow our audience. We have some great content we're sharing. Next month, our plan is to do the segment on niche to grow rich. So show them how to find niches in their business to capitalize more. So please send me anyone who you think would benefit from this, and I would love to make a personal introduction.
I love it. That's fantastic. That's what this is all about, guys. Okay, you can see my screen. So this is what the NAMB Hive is. When you log in, you can see here, it begins with just the community and the conversation board that's right here. We have some things that are pinned up here. We as administrators can do that. Valerie every Monday has the NAMB's weekly success builder call. So if you have someone that you would like to recommend for that call, then you can let us know. And they can be on that call. That happens every Monday. And then we have the recordings that are located under the classroom. And I'm going to go into the classroom in just a second. But here you see it's just like what we're used to seeing in social media. So you can see our posts here. But the difference is we have different categories. So when you go in and you make a post, then you're going to put a title in. And you're going to put in great. I'm just going to write at the ambassador column. And then here's what we covered. And so you can just put that in here. And I'll go finish this out in a minute. But then once you're going to do that, you can add an attachment, which can be a picture or a file. You can add a link. So if you have something that you want to add for a link, like a video or something like that, you can add that there, registration. Here you can add a video. The video needs to be hosted somewhere. So it needs to be on YouTube, Loom, Vimeo, or Wistia. Most of it's on YouTube. You can actually do a poll. So if you want to do a poll, that would be something that you can do as well. And then you can also do things like emojis, GIFs. But then once you do that, you need to select a category. And so you select a category, and these are the categories we have here. So we have general discussion, events. If there's an event going on, you can add that. If it's related to marketing, you can add that. Business building tools, AI tools, our legislative updates. We have a section for that. I made a section for loan scenario questions. So if you have loan scenario questions, then you can put that in there. We also are going to do member spotlights. And so that's where those will go. And then I have a broker business hub. So if there's things that are related to help broker business or a broker to banker hub, then we can add those as well. And so you select a category, and this one I'll put under events, and then you can post it. And so that's how you post something there, and then you'll see that'll show up right there. Then after our community, and you can see our members here. So right now we have 636 members. We have 5 that are online. We have 7 of our admins. And then we have some other things right here. It also gives us our leaderboard. We can see Scott has been very active. Thank you, Scott, so much. I know you're great in there posting. Fanny as well. Brian's in there a lot. Chelsea, my friend Chelsea, I know you're on the call. So those you'll see the leaderboard, and the more you post, then the higher you go up on the leaderboard. The next section here is our classroom, which I'm going to go to in just a minute. And then we have a calendar. So we have our different events up here. And so if you're looking for an event, again, the whole idea is a resource center. If you're looking for something, you can go here. It's easy to find. You'll also see a list of everyone that's on here. So if you want to connect with somebody, guess what? Here's the connections right in here. So let's go into the classroom. So you click on the classroom, and here you'll see we have our NAMB expert webinars. So these are the webinars that NAMB does, and Valerie puts the recordings in there. So you can see we also have our 2004, so follow up. And so you can go in there if you want to listen to a previous webinar, you can do that there. We have our success builders. So these are our Monday calls. And so those are in there. And so here you can see this was one that I did that was in July. And then down here, click under resources and you can view that there. So that's there. We also have podcasts. If you want to recommend a podcast, please send me an email, ginger@GoToTraining, or post it in here and I'll get it on there. But these are different industry podcasts. So we have Val's Vibe. I know this is Chelsea's. We just started an NAMB Hive podcast, myself and George Chevalier. And then George, I know you're on the call. And then we have some other podcasts in here. So if you're looking to find content for industry podcasts, you can go there. We have our AI Hub. So in our AI Hub, and this is the micro course. So I put a course that I have in here, which is Mastering AI for Mortgage Marketing. And so you can go in here and access this. This is the overview, and then click on session 1. And this has a video, so you can watch the video. And then down here, you can see all the resources in there. So you can go in and watch this. There's 4 different sessions. And again, so the idea is to have access to all of these in one location. We have our NAMB Inspire, which we have a monthly call on that. So the recordings are there. And then here, I have created our NAMB social media graphic pack to be able to help promote the Hive. And so in here, you can see I have social media post ideas. So under resources, you can click on this. And here's some ideas as far as things to post on your social media to be able to help promote the Hive. We also have graphics. So I've created a lot of social media graphics. So you can click on this, and here you can see I made this for a summer. You can click on download. Now you have that graphic, and now you can go and you can post it onto your social media. And you can see I have a lot of different graphics in here. So you don't have to worry about it's like, are we going to all be posting the same thing? Yeah, you'll probably run into a little bit, but consistency is good. And so it's one of those things. I know Philip with Plaza's on here. He's our marketing expert, so he can help out with some suggestions on that as well. And then I have some email marketing ideas. So if you want to send it out to your database, which we would love, then here's an idea in there for that as well. It looks like it's not coming across well on this one, but when you download it, it will. We also have the NAMB Hive logos in here, as well as the NAMB logo. So the idea was to provide, again, a resource. It's like, oh, I want to promote something out about the Hive. Ginger said I can go to the classroom and I can click on Join the Hive. And this has everything I need, suggestions, graphics, everything to be able to promote the Hive. So will you guys use this? Yes, thank you. I love that. Okay, and then these are the other categories that I've created. This is the Hive Buzz Lab for mortgage marketing. So if you have marketing content ideas for training, let me know. We can put that in there. This is so Matt, this is yours. This is the NAMB YP Training Hub. And so those recordings, as far as anything else you want to put in there, you can put in there. This is our Broker Business Academy. So the idea is to have business building ideas. I put a course in here so we have an example. Matt Coles, I think Matt, you're on there. Hi. Matt probably doesn't even know I did this. Matt and I did a business planning session, and it was a 7-month series that we did to help go through business planning. And so this was a very successful series that we did. Matt, I'll let you talk about it for a second if you don't mind. If he can unmute himself. Matt loves when I put him on the spot. So in case you don't know Matt, Matt is the National Sales Manager for First Funding and a great resource, huge advocate of training. So Matt, thanks for being an ambassador.
Oh, I'm so shy, Ginger. I'm so
Yeah,
shy.
I know. You wouldn't have a problem with that.
No, the business planning series was an amazing success. We probably had northward of 400 or 500 registrants for
Yeah.
each call, right? And so 7-month planning series of pen to paper about how to build out your business plan. And for me, the feedback that I got was phenomenal with regards to how impactful it was. So thank you for putting that together. And so while you guys are working, everyone on here, first of all, very good looking crew. Second of all, everyone's a professional. So if anyone's ever starting a business, direct them to that. It's a really, really good opportunity.
Yeah. And again, all the resources there. So the videos there, you can go and watch that. Our planning guides there. Each session is there. And so this was recording. So if you have recordings that you think, hey, that would be something that would be value to bring, that people would be able to learn from, grow from. Again, this is a resource to be able to do that. And then I also created our launch pad. So this is what I'm thinking, Matt, for what you and I talked about for the new loan officers, is to be able to put those resources in there. So if you have content, Jeff Plaza, I know you guys have a lot of content as far as becoming a broker that you've had in the past, maybe brushing off, getting ready, things like that. Wade, I see you're on there. I know, Wade, you have a ton of content. So being able to do that. My friend Paul Jones, you have so much content as far as what you all provide with all the different products there. You know, those would be great things to be able to put in there as well, right? And my friend Deborah Robinson, who I see from Plaza, it's like those are things, it's like all of those little things that we can put in to help our new loan officers get in there. And then our breakaway we have becoming a mortgage broker. So kind of our old mortgage, broker in a box kind of thing. And then I also added our broker to banker masterclass, because this is one of those things. And I know for a lot that are in our NAMB Hive community, they are brokers, but they're also looking about how to build their business. So it's kind of like where our industry is right now. Matt and I have had several discussions about that. I know, Matt, we're doing a session at NAMB National on that. So this is kind of what I'm thinking as far as being able to build these resources. So guys, that's the goal of the NAMB Hive. And that's why as NAMB ambassadors, we need your help. We need your expertise. We can build this together. We can be able to be that resource to bring that positivity and that growth and that success into our industry. So questions, suggestions. Do you guys like what you see? Do you feel like it's something you can get behind and promote and be able to bring some value in there? Yes? No? I always have to ask at this point.
Definitely.
Okay.
The chat bar is disabled on my end. I don't know. So that's why nobody's been chatting. Or I don't know if you guys have it disabled or if it's just me.
You know what?
No, me too. Me too. I don't see any chat.
Oh, that's so weird. You know what? I have tried to fix that on Zoom. I know, Matt, we had that problem the other day too. So that's okay. Unmute yourself. So, and just chat. And Paul, I'm going to lean on you because I know you have some great products there at Logan.
Sure,
So
yeah.
do you see this as something like you can get in there and be able to provide some content and things like that?
Yeah, I think with non-QM particularly, the thing I love about it is, it's a lot of strategy. I think it's just, again, it's not promoting Logan. It's just giving people ideas around a much needed product right now, how to attack it, how to find the right business, just how to feel more comfortable with it as a product. All those things are really going to make a difference. Again, not to gloriously self-promote Logan, but just in general, I think there's a lot of loan officers out there who do not have enough resources, generally speaking, to get themselves more familiar and acclimated to the market, especially nowadays. So that's
Yeah,
why I love
exactly.
the
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Wait, my friend Wade Betts, I know you do a lot of training. I know you've been in a lot of events lately. So what's your thought?
I think the more we can lead by example, the better. I held a Zoom this morning, in fact, before I hopped on a flight to fly back home. So um, I had a very good mentor early in my career. And I think it's important for all of us to give back. I think all of us could give the keys to our kingdom, and 1 out of 100 people are going to do it. So I never have a problem sharing anything because the average person is going to do nothing with it. But the one that does, they're going to do something special and they'll always thank you for it. So that's my philosophy.
I love it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good to see you too, Ginger.
Yeah, always good to see you. Okay, so here's a question then. How often do you want to do calls like this? Like once a month, every other month? Just check in? What do you guys think? Because I know everyone's busy and I don't want to inundate, with a bunch, but I think it's good to have that collaboration as well. And if you don't know, that's okay. I do have a survey set up that you'll see a pop-up at the end of this Zoom. So feel free to share there. You can always shoot me an email too, to Ginger at GoTo Training to be able to do that. But it's so good to see so many of your faces. DCR, it's always good to see you. You've been such a great contributor to the industry. And so I know that there's a lot of value you can bring also. Rick, my friend, you have so much that you can provide, and Scott and everyone on here. I'm seeing those. I'm not seeing all the other names, so I know there's a lot of other people that aren't showing. But let me know if you think once a month, if you guys want to do a quick little 15-minute check-in, just to, touch base, what's working, what's not working. I'm just thinking as I build this out, I want to have ideas. And so, when I first looked at this and how it'd been set up, I don't want it to be just a social media platform where people are like going in and having questions. I truly want it to be a resource center. And so the more content we can put in there, the more resources we can put in there, then the more people are going to go there and the better they're going to grow. Irene, you and I talked about this on Monday. You have a lot of content that you can provide as well. And I'm not asking you to give away content. I'm asking you to bring in what you can as far as value. And so,
But like what Wade said, the more you give away, the better it helps people.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're not all going to do something with it, but the ones that do, it'll be worth giving it away.
yeah. Well, and I'm thinking, and Matt with the YP group, we have a lot of new loan officers that are starting out that really are looking for that help,
Yes.
that want to succeed. And so giving them that resource, that place to go where they can grow. Because when we started, we lived, and for me, it's like I went to an office. You had somebody. It's like knock on a door. It's like, hey, what was this? We learned in a different way, and so learning now is different. So providing and value, and I talked about this, those micro courses, right, where they can go and they can have those little bits. I think that's really the key, is to be able to build that out. Okay, very good.
So to answer your question, I think once a month would be great.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, I can do that. We can
And
definitely
Ginger,
do
thanks
it.
for everything you're doing here and putting all these courses together. It's amazing. So thank you for that. And I have a show that I do every day. So if anybody wants to be on my show, Irene's been on it, Erica's been on it, Wade's been on it. So if you guys want to bring value, I go live on all different platforms. So I'm more than happy to showcase you and have a little, whatever, Ginger, I would love to have you on there someday, and Valerie or whoever wants to be on there. So it's a lot of fun. We play music, we dance a little bit, and so
fun.
It's just a lot of people that are doing, movers, shakers in the industry, like Wade said, that we're just trying to give back. And if we can help one person per week, per day, per month, per year, that's all we're trying to do, is to give back and help people with what's working in today's society.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah.
Hey, Ginger, it's Rick Betancourt. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. It's always good to see you, my Boston friend.
Yeah. So on our last, I'm the VA committee chair for NAMB's VA committee, and our last committee meeting, and I'll share this with you and Valerie, and kind of one of the ideas that we came up with is VA is going to be hitting 14 to 15% market share this year, which is pretty substantial for a very, only 480 to 470,000 originations every year. It's 95% of my business. So one of the things that our VA committee is going to be doing is putting together sort of a list of resources that individual loan officers use on a daily basis to help with proper origination of veteran service members, whether it's residual income calculations, what calculator do you use for FICA Fed, maintenance expenses, things like that. How are you sort of interacting with agents? How are you getting offers accepted?
I love it.
One of my committee members brought up a great suggestion, which you'll love, and using AI to write letters of explanation on the continuity between military service and civilian life. And so what's nice about the AI feature there is that it dives deeper into sort of the military info that's in the AI world, and I'm not a good AI person, and then correlates that to a pretty good letter of explanation. So that's something that we're going to be working on at our VA committee, and I'm happy to mentor any loan officer that wants to do more VA or understand VA or get better at it or find out some things that they're doing wrong, so whatever. But this is I applaud you guys for putting this together. As a past president of NAMB, I think every little bit of resources that we can put out there for our LOs, the new ones, are very important and certainly are going to be a differentiator. We're certainly seeing a lot more brokers pop up in Massachusetts, and I know it's starting to grow across the country. So just want to say well done to everybody putting this together. That's awesome.
That's great. Thank you. So what we can do, Rick, is we can actually start a category in the classroom for VA resources.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if you want help on the AI side, let me know. And we could even do something on how to create an agent under ChatGPT that focuses on VA.
Sure.
I've done some of that as well. So those are kind of things that would be, that's the collab. And that's what I absolutely love. Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Rick, I just shot you a text. I love to have you on the show, man. VA Master.
Oh, I got it. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Okay, right on. Okay, so you guys get into the NAMB Hive, go into the classroom, look at the Hive social media, share that. And when you share it, tag NAMB. If you're putting at NAMB, that'll pop up. Tag me. I'm at Ginger Bell, both on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And let's spread the word. I mean, let's see how big we can grow this NAMB Hive. I would love, and this is just a goal, so we'll see how we can do. I would love us to have over 1,000 members by the time we get to NAMB National. So we're at 630, I think, Rick?
Yeah. Do we have a one-page sort of bullet-pointed flyer or a graphic? And I have not yet sort of investigated the Hive yet, all the different tabs, but do we have, as you all know, I'm pretty big on social media, so a lot of VA stuff out there, but do we have something that it's like a one-pager or an Instagram sort of thing that we can?
Yeah. So
okay.
I do. So if you go to the NAMB Hive, so get signed into the NAMB Hive, go to the classroom, and click on Join the Hive.
Okay.
These are social media graphic packs.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
And
I'll take it from there.
I have some post ideas. We have all of these graphics in here. And if there's anything else you need, Rick, just let me know.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just curious. Thank you.
And I've got email in here too. So if you want to send it out to a database, especially our wholesale lenders, send it out to your database, then you can do that as well.
Hey, Ginger, John Wise. Quick question. I have one comment, actually. So it does look like you can do this as an app on your phone under the school.
Yes.
SKOOL.
Yep.
So I just got set up there. Is the only way to post a video by using one of the third-party Vimeo or YouTube? Or there's no other way?
Yeah, you can upload it.
Okay.
No, and it's a storage thing. So most of these sites that are like this, they don't want to store the video because of its size. So you have to put into a Vimeo or a YouTube. if you want to put it into YouTube and you don't want it to be public on YouTube, but you can do it, then you can do it as unlisted. Don't do it as private, because private, then no one can see it. But if you put it as unlisted, then you can do that. But it does require that. It's a storage thing.
Does
Yeah,
Loom work by chance? Does Loom or
Yeah,
it does. Loom works. Wait, okay.
I think it works. Yeah, it has Wistia and Loom. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, Ginger, you can ask Paul Jones, like us non-QM lenders, we never want to be private. We always want our.
We're
For
public in
everywhere.
everything we do.
Yeah, I think Paul. Yeah, I think Paul would
You
agree.
got that right, John.
Public all the time. I love it. Good. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I appreciate you being part of the community. I'm very excited about this. I think this has been a long time needed. I think it's a great resource, and I think the collaboration that can happen will be fabulous. And so I look forward to seeing everyone in NAMB National. I would love to do a meetup for our ambassadors at NAMB National as well. We'll talk about that when we get a little bit closer. But thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. And Val, thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah, Val.
thanks, guys.
Ginger.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Everybody.